Bonjour, comment allez-vous? This is the Crypto Kid podcast, and I am the Crypto Kid. We're going to get our headset connected here properly. It's not working out properly. Let's get this going. And here we go. Today, we are going to discuss that war does not affect the price of Bitcoin. So let's get this going here. Um, it is just, man, I have no idea why my headset is malfunctioning. Is something's going on. First, DaVinci Resolve was using it. Now, Google is using it, but my microphone for this purpose. So I'm just going to turn this headset off. Okay. So with that, by turning the headset off, I'm just going to have to somehow. Here's the thing: when you start downloading a lot of different apps, they start hooking up to your devices. And I just downloaded DaVinci Resolve, which is a video editing software package, but I have no idea why it just automatically connected to my headset and took over my microphone. So this is one of the things that I notice is that DaVinci Resolve does do its own updates and connections and interferes with certain equipment. So you will have to watch out for that. So given that today, getting back to the topic of war not affecting the price of Bitcoin, everyone's aware now that Iran and Israel are directly at war. The fact is, for the last year, Israel has been launching strikes into Syria and Lebanon, stating it was going after members of Hamas. Then it expanded it to Hezbollah, and the United States has more than 40,000 troops that are in or near the border of Syria. So what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are not announcing is that the United States has over 40,000 troops that are in the Middle East region. They're in the country of Syria, both the countries of Syria and Lebanon, supporting the Israeli military. So they're acting as if they are like the United States are at war with these countries, but we're not. We're supporting Israel. Now Israel has expanded its strikes into Iran, thinking that the United States is going to back them in their every move. And Israel saying we're going after Hezbollah, therefore we're going to launch strikes into Iran. It was just a matter of time before Iran was going to respond to that. There was no way that was going to go on indefinitely. This is all calculated, premeditated. And what speculators are doing is treating, like, let's go back to World War II. If we look at World War II, one of the things that the Nazi Germans did is they counterfeited the US dollar and British pounds. And that's how they were able to purchase commodities and goods from other countries and do business with them. Bitcoin was designed to thwart that, because when that happens, you have these counterfeit bills that are entering the market. So the value of the US dollar is going to go down. And then in addition to that, the cost of goods are going to go up. So speculators are looking at it like, okay, anytime there's war, the two countries that are at war, the value of their currency is going to go down. And because they're shifting their financial resources towards the purchase of military items, whether it's metal to make guns and weapons and munitions, they also need to feed their troops. And so there's going to be a strain on that particular currency of the country that's at war. Well, Bitcoin is not controlled by Israel. It's not controlled by Iran, anyone in the Middle East, the United States. Therefore, the fact that these countries are at war and the United States is supporting Israel still doesn't affect the US dollar, because Bitcoin is a global currency. It is not a currency of the United States government, backed by the United States government. It's not backed by Iran. It's not backed by Israel. Therefore, this should have no effect on the price of Bitcoin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang tight. I am not going to sell off my Bitcoin. In fact, I saw some speculators state that they see the price of Bitcoin dropping to 54,000 US dollars. If that's the case, so be it, because that would be a great price to purchase Bitcoin at 54,000, let alone let it drop down to 34,000 the way it was a couple of years ago. Those are excellent prices to purchase Bitcoin. So you have to not believe the hype and get sucked into this. And as an experienced trader, I've been trading more than 30 years. And so I've seen this behavior over and over in the last, when the United States went to war with Iraq, when in 91 during the Gulf War, then in 2001, you see the price of gas, crude oil, and the Middle Eastern OPEC nations just raise the price of gas on us. In the United States, we have gas at $5 a gallon. That is the reason why we all need to begin to purchase and trade in cryptocurrencies that are not backed by any government, because these speculators, they will bet the farm on the price of crude oil going up. And what happens is OPEC nations just stop pumping more oil. And so they create a shortage. And so what I see is now we're going, and this was all calculated and planned. We're going into Q4. As soon as we go into Q4, the Gulf Coast and East Coast port dock workers have gone on strike. As soon as we go into Q4, into the Christmas season, they want wages. Well, fine. But it's going to slow down the whole Christmas season, and it's going to mess up everything for themselves as well as all the consumers. In addition to that, you have Israel launching these strikes as we go into Q4, thinking that the United States is going to support everything they do. And this question came up in the vice presidential debate last night. Do you believe that Israel should launch a preemptive strike? It's like, why are you asking the vice president of the United States that? And J.D. Vance had the perfect response. It's up to Israel to decide how they want to handle the situation. We're the United States. We're two separate countries. And that is one of the problems that has happened is Israeli people believe that their interests are the interests of the United States citizens population. And it's not. Like me, I'm a United States citizen. I don't care what happens in Israel. Like, it doesn't affect me. I don't want to give money to Israel. I don't want to give money to the Ukraine. I don't want to give money to Afghanistan. I don't want to give any of my tax dollars to support any foreign country that is at war. If you want to go to war, that's your business. You have the right to do that, but don't expect me to fund through my tax dollars your ability to go to war. You need to find that money somewhere else. And if you don't have the money, I would recommend and advise you not to get into a war. That's where we are right now as we go into Q4 season. What I'm expecting, and this is a perfect time for Donald Trump to just take the stand. And it's clear now that Donald Trump is 30 points ahead. It's clear. So now with CNN and the fake news media publishing this it's nowhere close. Donald Trump is 30 points ahead of Kamala Harris, and I don't care what ABC, NBC, CBS, and CNN has to say, because they have no problem publishing lies without any apology. So they can float whatever they want to. They can come up with some polls they made up in the bathroom. The reality is Donald Trump is 30 points ahead of Kamala Harris. This presidential race is over. It's already been decided. Donald Trump is going to be the winner. The Democrats are desperate, and all this speculation now puts the focus on a war, which we're not involved in. So and you need to look at this, if Kamala Harris is serious about winning the U.S. presidential election, and one should expect that she should be, that's what her focus is on. In addition to that, we just had a hurricane, and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden haven't even gone out to North Carolina and these other countries that have been affected by the hurricane. Therefore, why would anyone think that their number one priority is going to be war with whoever Israel has decided is their new enemy? No, Kamala Harris is focused on trying to win the U.S. presidency. Joe Biden, we're not sure what Joe Biden is doing. Therefore, it's very likely that the Pentagon, they're making their own decisions. They don't have a boss, so they're just doing whatever they want. Therefore, Donald Trump, he's in Nevada. He has a message for Nevada. Voting is about to open. Donald Trump is staying laser focused on the goal, and the goal is to win the U.S. presidency November 5th, 2024. That's what all people of all nations need to understand, is that the United States, our number one focus is ourselves. Now, if you look at the Democratic Party, they believe that they need to save everybody in the world. They've lost themselves. And you saw that with Tim Walz last night and the answers that he was given when it came to Israel being at war with anybody. He had the same response. He had the same response when it came to illegal immigration, is we need to take care of everybody and we shouldn't offend anybody. And that's not possible. Anytime you open your mouth, you're going to offend somebody. So get over it, grow up. Don't worry about the people that you're going to offend. Let them deal with it themselves. We are focused on Bitcoin, Ethereum, cryptocurrencies, and how that is effective for the U.S. economy. That's what my focus is. I am only concerned with global tensions to the extent that it affects the financial markets here in the United States. Now, with that being said, that's why I'm telling you that whatever is going on in the Middle East is a secondary concern. Kamala Harris's number one concern and Donald Trump's number one concern is winning the U.S. presidency. The second concern that should be in the forefront of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris's mind is FEMA and what to do as far as assisting people with recovering from the hurricane. Well, Donald Trump is the only one that's been out there, and he is not the sitting president. Therefore, he is not even authorized to advise FEMA on what to do. But he is showing that he cares. Kamala Harris, most likely in the next couple of days, will go out there and visit to give some platitudes of some nature, to be able to check it off and say that she did visit that region. But she's only going to go there after people like me who are on social media doing podcasts are stating the obvious, that she should have made herself visible. And it's not a Democratic or a Republican thing, because in Louisiana and New Orleans in 2005, when you had the floods there, President George W. Bush never visited that region. He never authorized FEMA to go out there and do anything. So, and that was a sad moment in American history. And so no one knows what Kamala Harris is going to do, but it would be in her best interest to make an appearance there and try to help those people out. The fact that she has not gone there yet just feeds into Donald Trump's message that this is a neglectful government. And the fact that he has gone out there, he at least can show that he has concern and support. He can't and he can give his own money, but he cannot authorize FEMA or the federal government to do anything that would help those people. And my heart goes out to all of those people and the families. It is reported we have at least 5,000 people in those different states that are missing, and that is a large concern. We'll keep you posted. The reality is this is Bitcoin and Ethereum news through this podcast, but this is not, we're not in a bubble. If we have natural disasters, if we have war, those things all affect finances, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. And like I said, the price of Bitcoin is not directly tied to the dollar in the two countries that are currently at war, but speculators will come up with a strategy for why it should be, and then they will place their positions in the market accordingly. We'll keep you posted on all these developments that are happening as far as recovery from I believe it's Hurricane Helene. And we will also keep you posted on the movements of Bitcoin and Ethereum and cryptocurrency, as well as, and right now, Bitcoin is at 62,000 US dollars. Ethereum dropped to the price of 2,445 US dollars. And once again, Ethereum is not tied to Iran or Israel. So once again, I'm just helping you understand that market speculators are just using the same washed up strategies and speculative strategies that they've used in the past. So don't be fooled by this. I would just hold tight. I'm sitting on the sidelines in the market. Every time weird behavior happens like this, I just sit on the sidelines and I'll keep you informed. Remember, the future is crypto.